Arguably, the most overlooked component of this entire strategy is the death benefit. Why? Because the death benefit really only serves those who surpass us, right? Our children, our spouse, business partners, anybody else. It doesn't do much for us while we're living. That's why everything that you've covered thus far and seen has all been about the living benefits, how we can use one of these policies to maximize the cash components or what you get to use while you're living and minimize the death benefit. And so when you see all these numbers and how it all gets figured out in terms of the tax component and the ratios and MEC limits and all these confusing acronyms, it's all about trying to satisfy that death benefit because the IRS and the insurance companies have limitations between what we can fund into these things to make sure that that death benefit stays in its entirety and it stays as a tax-free asset, as tax-free place to keep cash. And so because of that, everything that we do is reverse engineered off of that death benefit. But at the end of the day, it's still worth considering because the death benefit is a very, very useful tool. And most people don't care about it until they get older in age and they realize that it's a great strategy for passing on cash to their loved ones. And because it's tax-free, it's an unbelievable opportunity to transfer wealth between generations. So traditionally, now, if you are making well over $10 million a year. There's estate fees and all kinds of crazy things you have to do, but not to get in the weeds with it. But the whole point is, if you were to have money sitting in a bank account or a retirement account or some other type of asset and you pass away and you leave things to your children or your spouse, there's going to be a significant inheritance tax that's going to be incurred. But if it's positioned in life insurance, that death benefit that gets paid out is 100% tax-free. So you can see how the wealthy and big corporations and banks like to use life insurance because of that tax-free nature. It can save them hundreds of thousands of dollars on large policies. So you've got that ability to have the transfer of wealth when you pass away, hopefully at a nice old age, but you also get that protection level. So the odds of you dying prematurely now are very, very small, right? That's why we're able to really squeeze down these policies because people don't typically die. The most common way that people die is from old age, right? And so the insurance companies are comfortable allowing you to reverse engineer and get really flexible with the terms of a policy because of that. So if you happen to pass away early, if something were to happen to the person you insure, that death benefit still gets paid out. So it's an incredible peace of mind layer of protection for you and your family or your business if something were to happen to you. So apart from all of the amazing things we've already talked about in how this can be tax-free, liquid, guaranteed growth, no market exposure, and you can use and control this however you want, you also get that layer of protection in case anything happens to you with that death benefit.